How many guys have you slept with?
No.
Come on, I really want to know.
I don't want to tell you.
I mean, we're talking, we're being open. Like, I swear I won't get mad. Swear.
You promised you won't get mad.
Promise, swear to God. How about this? How about we say our number at the same time?
Like on the count of three?
Count of three.
All right.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. 135. Seven, that's it?
Excuse me? Say that again? 135?
Well, yeah, I slept with a lot of dudes. I don't know.
Yeah, you did? 135?
What in the literal hell is this? There is a law that is up for vote in Pennsylvania that basically says that when a man has his third child or his 40th birthday within 6 weeks of whichever comes first, he will be required to get a vasectomy. What happened to medical choice? What happened to my body, my choice? What happens if that third child passes away and a man wants to have another one? He has a vasectomy that may or may not be irreversible. This is something that is affecting everybody. What happens if you want a large family? Who says that I can't afford my large family? This is wrong on so many levels. My mind is fucking blown. And I've researched this, and there's also laws that exist in Alabama that are very similar. What the hell is going on in our country?
One life hack for men. Now, before I say what that is, this is a hard truth about men. For 99% of guys, their confidence depends on two things: money and looks. And this is, by the way, the worst thing you can do. Why? Because those two things are external. Look, you can be rich one year, then broke the next year. Your resources can come and go. And with looks, your looks don't last forever. Soon you might start balding, soon you will get wrinkles. So what's gonna happen to your confidence if your business goes on the downturn or you become unemployed? What's gonna happen to your confidence when you look in the mirror and you don't look like you did in your 20s? Your confidence will plummet, and girls will sense that. How are you gonna be able to stand up to her? How are you gonna be able to remind her that you are the best man that she can have? So what's the answer here? It's simple. It's two things. Be aware of who you are and be aware of what you want. If you're aware of who you are and what you want, your need for external validation will be removed. Because at the end of the day, these are two things that no one can take away from you. And because those two things are coming from within you, you will build an internal confident aura that no one else can break. No one's opinions will matter. You won't care what other people think about you, because this is your life and your life only. Now let that sink in and rewatch this if you need to.
Why you don't want a life partner, or why that.
Good afternoon, man. I hope you're having a great weekend. Texas Desert Sailor here. So here's answers to your two-part question. For the first part, I'm not going to address cheating. Both men and women cheat. There's good and bad in both. That's not even an issue to be discussed. To your second part B, why do you not want a life partner or marriage vows? Marriage simply is not worth the risk to men nowadays. Between child support, family courts, society, divorce, and the benefits of marriage versus the risks of marriage, there's no longer any benefits to marriage, period. There's nothing a woman can bring to a man that he can't find somewhere else. So why get married when you have all that risk in a divorce and child support and court custody cases? As for a life partner, I'm not saying don't have relationships. Men and women totally should. But you don't need a marriage certificate in a relationship. Women want the contract.
It is not your job to make a miserable woman happy. Let me say that again. It is not your job to make a miserable woman happy. She will play the victim role. She will do whatever it takes. She will cry. She will try to guilt trip you to make you feel.
What's going on, guys? I I touched on this before in a video that I did about a month ago, but I'm gonna tell y'all again. If you want to find wifey, she has to have this quality. Man, I would even say if you're going to get into a relationship with a woman, I'm talking to you men, she has to be caring and nurturing. She has to be caring and nurturing. And just like I told y'all before, one of the telltale ways to know if she is the one for you is that she's going to ask you things like, hey, did you eat breakfast this morning? She'll say, did you have lunch? Or she will offer to cook food for you. Or she'll put things in a Tupperware bowl for your lunch, put a little note on top of it, little stuff like that. Yeah. That's how you know that you have a caring and nurturing woman, which is the only ones that you really should be messing with. If the female is not caring and nurturing, she's not going to do all of the small things that make a woman, okay? And like I keep telling you guys, a woman is not the real woman that you want just because she has a pair of breasts and booty and she's pretty and all that. None of that stuff is really gonna matter, okay? Trust me when I tell you. Trust me. So if you want to get a good quality woman, okay, a woman that's going to make sure that you're okay, meaning your health is good, because she's starting off concerned about your stomach, you will also be getting a woman that will, if you have children with her, she's going to take real good care of the children as well. And believe it or not, man, there's a lot of children that don't get treated right because the mom is not caring and nurturing, and the father failed to realize this in the whole courting process. Okay, so everybody's catching hell because the father didn't vet the woman. So this is very important, man. Make sure that you vet her. Make sure that you make sure that she's a caring and nurturing woman. That's the one that's really valuable. All of these other women that are entitled and they're rude and they have nasty attitudes and, cold-hearted, those women aren't worth it. I mean, they're not worth it at the end of the day. I promise you, they're going to be more problems than anything else. Just remember I told you. Talk to you later. You're welcome.
The American people are tired of women.
Good morning, boys and lady. I'm staying home from work for a couple days waiting for my COVID results to come back. So I wanted to finally respond to this. Sorry it took so long. Sorry, my voice sounds like shit. I don't not feel good. So I feel for you, you being in 2 10-year relationships, I'm not saying that men aren't at fault ever, because that's just wouldn't be true. But what the point of this channel is, it's to show guys that women work a lot on instinct. Okay, a lot of what they do, they don't realize why they do it, and we don't realize why they do it. But it is brutal. It's nature. It's very hard sometimes to deal with what women can do to a man, and I'm here to just help with that. So I gave you a statistic that said the divorce rate was 57% for all marriages, and 80% were initiated by women. And your response was, how long do women, how many of those are women that stayed in a marriage way too long and were devalued before deciding to divorce, and that's why it's so high? I mean, I'm sure that's the case maybe in a very few, but in most of them, it's just her not being happy. Women run on, like I said, on their emotions and instincts, and if they have a better deal, they'll usually bounce, 9 times out of 10. And it's actually encouraged by the state. Women don't have to worry about getting divorced and then losing 50% plus of their things. Men have to worry about that. It's a very real danger of getting married, is men will lose everything they own. Okay, women don't worry about that. The states support the single mothers, even single women. Getting divorced is incentivized to a woman. Okay, it's not incentivized to a man. So that's
That's simply not the case. And as far as couples counseling, women trying to fix the marriage as opposed to men, I'm not sure. I try to find a statistic. Women do typically seek counseling more than men, simply because men are discouraged from sharing their feelings. So I actually encourage men to go to counseling. I don't encourage them to talk to their wives or their girlfriends about their problems, but I encourage them to go to counseling and talk to a counselor, a friend, a tree in the backyard, anybody. Don't bottle it up. So I encourage counseling. But no, the whole point of this channel, and a lot of what you say is true, nothing is 100% on either side, but the whole point of this channel is to introduce men that true love and Disney World fantasy love like that doesn't exist. It's fake, okay? And the nature, the physical nature, the way women have evolved to survive, which is good because we wouldn't be here if women weren't the way that they are, is absolutely brutal. And they need to learn the rules of this game in order to survive.